Hello, welcome to my channel. I thought we'd get a stitch with me done today. It's Monday the 6th of February. We're going to work on Warmth of Home today. I hope you can hear me okay. I'm on the iPad today instead of the phone. So I've turned the volume all the way up. I know there was a few problems with the volume in the last video, but it seemed to work okay. So I thought we'd just get started and let's work on the black part of the paw. How has everyone been? I don't think my hand is in your way. We'll see how we go. Now Tiger's not in the room today, so we should be all good. Let's hope. You know what Tiger's like, he'll just jump in. The lighting's not the best today. I think I should have put the lamp on, but oh, let's see how we go anyway. It's very hot here at the moment in Queensland. The last few days it's been in the 30s. At the moment I think it is only, well, last time I looked it was only 28. Still muggy though, because the humidity's high. I went out and mowed the front lawn this morning. Thought I'd get that done early before it gets too hot. But it was too hot to do the back, so I'll do the back tomorrow. Not very big area, but it's just the heat. And I've got a few stairs to take the lawnmower up and down, but that's not too bad. Just sort of rolls down and bumps back up again. So that's all right, but so I've been doing a lot of stitching for my challenges. I've had a few questions what challenge group I'm in, because I seem to be getting a lot of stitching done. It's Whip Warriors, and we're doing a road trip at the moment, and because there's so many places to go and so many stitches to do, it's been good for these full coverages, so I'm getting a lot more done. I hope you're not rocking too much. We'll see how we go. Yes, I get a lot more done. Some challenges you have to do 3,000 stitches, so then I choose one of the full coverage ones, which this one got 2,000 in one go. And that way you just get one big chunk of it done. I like doing it that way. And I seem to have, well, by the numbers on my last video, you can see that the numbers have gone up for January. So that was good. I like that idea. This one is going to be a finish for this year. Hoping, I mean, if I did this one monogamously, I could finish it in a month, because there's only, I think it was 24,000 or 25,000 stitches left. There's not a lot. I could do that in the month, easy. But I don't want you to get bored with me only showing the one, and I do have a lot of challenges to do, so I will mix it up. But when the challenge counts are down, when I've only got to do like a couple of hundred, that's when I normally do the paper charts, because I'd rather count a couple of hundred on them than count a couple of thousand. So that's been all right. So this section I'm doing now is just all black for this bit. It's either the base of his paw, like the paw pad, or it might be the tip of his tail. I'm not quite sure until we get a bit further. I couldn't tell by the picture, because his tail's there and his foot's there. So we'll just see. Someone asked a question. Hang on, I'll just bring up the question. Danielle, Cardiff Stitcher. She wants to know, could you please explain how you stitch? So how you choose what symbol or colour you'd work your work. Do you stitch all the one colour in a certain section till it's done, or do you stitch until you've finished with that thread? Well, the full coverages, I try and pick a section. Like a little while ago I was just doing his paw, so I'd go look in that section and say there's a lot of X's, then I'd do all those X's in that section. I don't vary out too far, because otherwise I always end up counting wrong. So in that section I'd do all the X's. Then because this one's on Pattern Keeper, so I'd look and see what symbol has the most next. I'd highlight them and just see which one's got the most, which is around a symbol that I had just done. I highlight that one, and then I'll go through and do all that one. Same with the blues on the bottom when I was doing the strip along here. See, most of these blues, they carry on the same all the way along, which they will until the end. So I'll just choose a colour, a symbol, and then whatever colour that is, if you don't have to stretch the thread too far, like as long as they're continuing colour stitches, I'll get it right in a minute. Like I won't go say over 20 stitches to do another colour, because that you're just wasting too much thread. So if they're not too far apart, then I'll do them. If not, I'll just do whatever I can close to finish that thread, and then I'll just start another thread and go, say the one might be here, one might be here. Well, that's too far to carry it. So what I'll do is I'll I don't know if you can see my finger. No, there you go. So one might be here and one might be here. So what I do is do this one, do any surrounding stitches in that colour and tie it off, and then I'll go up here and do whatever stitches I have on for that colour up this end. But as you can see, I try not to go too far. Like I stopped there because I didn't want to keep counting. Oh, you can't see that either. But I stopped just up here. I didn't want to keep counting because I did that on Hubble Bubble with the rock down the bottom. Now I thought I'd just go straight across the bottom and see how I go doing that. And then I was doing individual rocks. And then when I finished that rock, I'd count over, and I might have had to count, say, 30 stitches till I get that colour again. So I did that. And I worked that in and done a few more colours. And then when I tried to do the colours in between, I found out that I'd counted wrong. So now I try not to go too far, unless I've got an anchor point in the middle. Like if I choose a colour in the middle, just random colour, just so that I can get to the other side, I'll do that. But yeah, I've tried parking, and I just couldn't work out how to do it. I parked the threads where they're meant to be, but then I'd always get confused what thread that was. I mean, I know a lot of people can do parking, it's not a problem. That's good, but it's just not for me. Not only that, then you're forever threading needles and that. I'd rather just get on with the stitching. I mean, I love me cross country. I don't do the Royal Rows where you do 2 columns up the top and then just park underneath. It looks good. I reckon it looks good when they're doing it. I've seen a lot of people doing them and they look really good. But it's just not me. I'd rather, like this, I mean, I've missed a lot of stitches in here, which I'll come back to because they're all ones that don't have a lot of the same colour. There's so many different blues, and there's a lot more greens and like light greys in here, up here. So I thought what I'll do is next time I do that bit, I'll just, whoops, drop my needle. I'll just pick the symbol here, whatever that is, and I'll go wherever it takes me before I move on. But I thought for the stitch with me, I'll get this black section done. And then that's done, and then I won't go too far before I do all these ninja stitches. There's a couple of ninja stitches in the water. The blue at the bottom. Not a great deal, just a few. But he's watching me stitch, so it's good. So yeah, that's how I pick them. If there's a lot of block colours, like in Breaking Free, I have a lot of blue around the outside of that. Then I might just do 1 or 2 strands of floss for the blue, and then I'll do another colour, so that you're not doing that all the same colour all the time, because otherwise, you don't get bored with it, but it gets a bit monotonous. So I'd rather just mix it up a bit. So I like to do, like the black, I'll do this part of black. There is another couple of splotches of black, but I won't do them all in the one time. I'll do this bit of black, and then I might do around his foot. Pick some colours around his foot and gradually fill them all in. But like I said, this one is due for a finish this year. I could do it in 4 weeks, because I can do 1,000 a day. And at the moment, I think I've only missed, well, I missed 1 day last month, and I think I've missed one day this month already. But at the moment, I stitched yesterday. But normally, well, last year I didn't stitch much on weekends unless hubby was at work. Because when he's home, we spend time together doing whatever we want to do, or we just go out for lunch. Just spend some time together, because he's away most of the time during the week. So he's not home a lot. So when he is home, we like to just go out for dinner, go out for lunch. Just spend a bit of quality time together. I'll end them on the front at the moment, so I don't have to keep flipping you over, because then you'll get out of focus. I'll just thread my needle. I'm using the Anchor Black, and I find it so hard to thread the needle. It's the only colour, the only thread that I have so much trouble with is the Anchor. I think it's fluffier on the ends. DMC I don't seem to have as much, but some of these needles are they've got a very small eye in them. Oh, don't you hate that? Some days they just go through when you want them to. They won't. So just give me a minute. There we go, got it. Just had to trim the end off again. Yeah, I do the loop starts. And when I first started cross stitch, I used to knot the back of them. So the first train one I ever done, I don't think I've showed you the first train one. I'll show that on my next floss tube. I think there's 2 train ones you haven't seen. Yeah, I used to knot the back, and I had knots all over them. Didn't know any different. And then watched a few floss tubes and read a few comments that people have written, and oh, you shouldn't knot them because it leaves lumps on the back when you're trying to frame it. Okay, well that makes sense. So I don't knot them anymore now. Not unless it's the odd occasion and I'm doing 1 strand. And I might knot it, but not very often. 2 strands I definitely don't. I do a loop start now. It's very quiet here at the moment. Hubby went away yesterday. I took him to work at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning we got there. Well, 4:30, he left at 5 from work. I don't know if you heard or not, or you might not have. There's a train derailment up at Rockhampton, and all the boxes were all screwed around everywhere. And there's no trains because they've got to get all the boxes off the tracks and then fix up the tracks again. So at the moment there's no trains running up at Rockhampton. So they asked hubby to go up there for a week and run to the rail and back and just do the containers. So he left yesterday, him and another couple. In their trucks, they all went up, followed each other up there. So he got up there last night and they put him in a motel. So he done that and rang me when he got there, or rang me along the way, but you don't always get reception, so we can't talk for long. But he rang me when he got there. Let me know he got there safe and he was in his motel and that, just gonna go and sort things out for dinner. And then he rings me when he's ready to go to bed, and we have a bit of a FaceTime chat and say goodnight and all that. Yeah, so he's up there till, at the moment, I think Friday night. Should be back Friday night. Unless they have more work and they'll get him to stay up there a bit longer. But that's all right, he's got a week's worth of clothes and he knows how to use the wash machine, so if he's staying any longer, he'll just have to do a load of washing next weekend. Because he can't work next Saturday, because you can't work 7 days in a row. So next Saturday he'll be off, whether he's home or whether he's still up there. Next Saturday will be his day off anyway. So if he's still up there, then he can do his washing and have a look around, depending on where things are to where the motel is. Because he doesn't have a car up there, he's only, because he drove up in the truck, and the truck stays in the yard when it's not being driven. But I suppose if he really needed to, they would give him the work ute, so they can go and wander around and have a look on the weekend, just depending on whether he has to stay there or whether he comes home. So he'll be going backwards and forwards and getting containers and taking them wherever they've got to go. So it's going to be really quiet here for the week. But we communicate during the day. He'll ring me when he's driving to one of the areas, and or I ring him and see how we go. I hope my phone wasn't too noisy, it was just a message. Yeah, but he loves it. It was a, I think he said it took him 10 hours to get up there. It was only supposed to take 8. But they went a different way, didn't go the main road. Apparently there's 2 ways you can go for the B-doubles. So they took the head driver that he was following, took him a different way and took a bit longer. But that's all right, they made it, that's the main thing. As long as they make it, that's really all that matters, isn't it? So I'll just be me and the animals here. Quiet. I'll get a fair bit of stitching done. Get the housework done. I did the washing this morning and I Did the dishwasher and the front lawn. Tomorrow I'll do the back lawn because it's just got too hot out there too early. So tomorrow I'll do the back lawn and whatever else needs doing outside before it gets hot. Now there was another couple of questions. Let me just have a look. So that one was Cardiff Stitcher, Danielle. This is Kim, the Stitchy Reader in Texas. She's just going to start Dark Jungle, just need to get it all together. She's curious, what challenge group am I in? Well, like I said, I'm in Whip Warriors, and then we've got the road trip, but you can't join the road trip now. That's the one that's giving me all these challenges, and it's getting my progress really good, but the cut-off time to join that is gone now. So you can't join that till next year now. She's in full coverage fanatics and needs to start participating. Another one, it says, I'm wondering what is the finished size of a Ye-Old Christmas Shop by Sarah Marchetti, or Sarah Marchetti. And what is the size of the cloth at Ada? Well, I normally buy everything by the metre. So for all my Hades, I've just brought the metre and most of the time cut it, but for Christmas Shop I didn't. For Dark Jungle I didn't. And I don't think Toy Shop I cut it either. I think I just used the whole metre. But it just depends on what count you're using. Also, do you use Pattern Keeper? Yes, I do for all my Hades. Well, for anyone that's compatible with Pattern Keeper, yes. I find it's a lot easier because that way you can just, I save all the patterns to Dropbox. I have a Dropbox account. I just save them all to Dropbox, and then I upload them from Dropbox to Pattern Keeper. And there's only been a few, like all the Hade ones, Heaven and Earth, Pain Free Crafts, they all go in straight away, not a problem. Some of the charts I've tried to put in, they've asked if there's an overlap. Just trying to thread my needle. So you just got to mark whether there's an overlap or not. And then it's pretty simple. One moment, let's see if I can get this needle threaded again. Might have to get the old threader out, I think. Or get a needle that's got a bigger eye on it. Yeah, so most of them go in by themselves. There's only a couple I find that I've got to put the numbers in, like when I do my own pattern from a photo, I have to, like the truck one that I've got, the Linfox truck, I had to import all the numbers myself. The pattern's there, the pattern comes up, but there's no numbers assigned to anything. So it gives you all the symbols, and then you've just got to put the colour beside it. So all you do is just read it off the pattern that you've got, find the symbol, put the number in, and you're good to go. I like the idea that you can bring it up, you can mark them off, and that way you know what you've done. It gives you how many stitches you do every day, or every time you stitch. It gives you how many stitches you've done. It gives you the percentage of what you've got left to do, which I find that really good. I keep track of it all on there, but I also have an app on my phone called Stitch Pal, and that I take a photo of everything I've stitched, and then I put in how many stitches I've done, add it to that, and then that'll give me, you can put in a date that you want it finished, and it will tell you how many stitches a day you've got to do on that one. So that's good too. I use that one as well. But yeah, Pattern Keeper's good. The only ones I don't put on Pattern Keeper is some of the, like the fancy ladies, they won't go in Pattern Keeper. So they're just on I just work them from the paper chart. I might get them done, photocopied onto A3 so I can see them a bit better. But that's easy. Thank you so much for sharing your work and your tips. Oh, that lady's from Canada. Another one to know what group I'm in. That might be it for the questions. Yes. Okay, well, I'll find out how big. Let's see. Dark Jungle. Now, if you're doing it on 25 count, the size is 700 stitches wide by 500 stitches high, which is 28 inches wide by 20 inches high. So that's a pretty big one. And I think it's got over 350,000. Oh yeah, exactly, 350,000 stitches. So there's a lot of stitches in that one. And yeah, Christmas shop. Let's have a look at that one. Just bringing them all up on my Pattern Keeper. Now that one is 700 wide by 490 high, the stitches, and that is 28 inches wide by 19.5 inches high. So that's a fairly big one too. And I think that one's around the 350 stitches. 343,000. So there's a lot of stitches. Now we're doing Warmth of Home. This one's not as big. This one is only 11.78 inches wide and 8 inches high. Now on this one I'm on, without calculating what I've done today because I haven't marked any off yet because I'm only doing the one colour. On this I'm 59.97%. So I'll definitely reach the 60% mark today. I think I've done 35,863 stitches, and this one's got 59,800 stitches. So not many to go. Just give me 1 second and I'll do the maths. Got the handy calculator. 59,800 minus 35,863. Okay, I've got 23,937 stitches to do. So we will see. Like I said, I could do that. I could do that in a month if I stitched on this every day for 1,000 a day. But I won't just stitch on this one. I've got hubby's Linfox truck to do that I pulled up in the decision wheel. Got the truck. Got this one. A toy shop. That's 3. And I think I've got Florentine. I think I've done the other 4. But I'll touch all of them and then I'll just go and do some more, which once I've touched all of them, I'll do more on this one because this is my really big focus. But I've been thinking about it. There is possible. Anything's possible, isn't it? But as I've been working on my samplers, they've been going pretty quick, like the 16th Century and Game of Swans, which I've done them over the last couple of days. Now I've been looking at them. I think I could finish them this year because they both seem to be growing really quick. The Game of Swans, no, 16th Century, I can take up and stitch in bed while I wait for hubby to ring of a night now for this week, because that's only the 2 colours. The rest of them I have all the colours in my trolley and I'm not taking the trolley upstairs. So with 16th Century I just take the 1 bag up, so I have everything in there, which makes it a lot easier. But yeah, so for this week that one will be getting a lot of work done because it's only the 2 colours. So I still think I could potentially finish it at the end of the year, not the beginning of the year, but by the end. So there'll be two non-full coverages that hope to be finished. This one and I think Australian map, because that's 44% completed. So that's another one I'd like to get finished this year as well. So they're the 4. Just depends on what spins up on the decision wheel, but Warmth of Home I'm going to be doing every week. Every week. Whether it gets spun or not, I just, Warmth of Home is in there. And then when Warmth of Home is finished, Australian map will step in. So I'll just be doing that every week. Doesn't have to get spun, it will just be in there. And that's the way it's going to be with them too, because these are the 2 main ones. So with the samplers, I'll just do them as they spin. Unless I get these 2 finished, and then I'll put another one in as a focus. I'm surprised Tiger hasn't come around. He would have heard me talking, but he's very quiet. I've got the aircon on because it's 29 or 30 degrees. 30 degrees today at the moment. So I've got the aircon on, so I thought he would have been laying in front of that. He must be upstairs. I watched a lot of floss tubes yesterday because there was nothing on the TV. So I thought I'd watch a lot of floss tubes. I've found a couple of new ones, and one of them he's only got his 2nd video out now, and I think his name's Johnny. He's worth watching. I'll do a proper shout out when I do my floss tube next week, because then I can put the channel name and that down. Yeah, I think his name was Johnny. Oh, hang on, I'll have a look. Got my phone right here, because you're on my iPad at the moment. Johnny Saxon. Saxon. He's just put up his second video. He's another Australian. So another Aussie. I'll link him below. But he was good to watch. He was saying about his mum used to do a lot of needlework, and he showed a lot of her projects. And she does some beautiful work too. But he's only got a couple on the go. He's got an upstairs project and a downstairs project, because he sits down and watches TV with his partner. But yeah, he's good to watch. He only does them monthly. But I subscribe to his channel. Definitely be watching every month. He's interesting. Even if he doesn't show a lot of floss, like a lot of projects, he's good just to sit there and listen to. He's got a very calming voice. Yeah, so he's good to watch. Yeah, so there's nothing on the TV, so that I'll just put floss tube on the TV and stitch away for a while. I don't know how many stitches we've got done. I haven't marked any off. I'll mark them off in a minute, and when I get to the end of this row, and then I can let you know. I'll do this section of black, and then I might do around his paw and get all these ninja stitches all around here filled in. I've got to go to the shops tomorrow. Get a few bits and pieces just to last a few more days. Just get some milk and bread, just the normal. Get some more cat food, otherwise Tiger will be chewing my arm off, being hungry. He's got plenty of biscuits. I had trouble finding wet food for him. No matter what can I brought, he wouldn't eat it. He'd lick the gravy, and then that was it. So it took forever. Just found a new to me, cat food called Applause. So I brought the couple of sachets of that when they've been on special. They're only $1.70, I think. So I brought a couple of sachets of those, and that's the only one that he actually eats. He doesn't just lick the gravy and then just leave the food. He actually eats it. And I found he'll only eat salmon or tuna or any fish one. Same with his biscuits. He'll only have the fish. He won't eat the beef. If I get him anything bar fish, he won't eat it. So I found this Applause, and so far so good. We'll see if he just keeps eating them. Got to go out and go to the shops and get him a fountain for his water. Anyone else that's got cats, do you find that your cat tries to drink out of the tap when you're trying to fill up his bowl? Or because Tiger has, I fill up his bowl and put it on the floor and he won't drink out of it. So I put it under the tap and have the water running into his bowl. He'll come up and he'll put his paw under the tap and he'll start licking the water off his paw. Or as the bowl is filling up with the tap running, he'll drink it. But if I put the bowl on the floor, he won't drink out of it. How bizarre is that? Does anyone else have that sort of problems if you've got cats? Or is it just Tiger? I'm just marking these off because we've done a fair bit. Let's see. Okay, we've done 197 stitches in 40 minutes. That's not a bad effort. Yeah, so if anyone else has that sort of problems with their cat drinking water, let me know. They do say that cats get very dehydrated. So when he starts doing that, I leave the bowl in the sink for a little bit until it fills up, and just let him drink there, because it's in the bathroom. He's not in the kitchen. It's in the bathroom because all his stuff's in the bathroom, downstairs bathroom. And at the moment, well, no one else uses the bathroom, so he's got a bathroom to himself. So that's pretty good. But yeah, normally got to be running water. So I thought, well, I googled cat fountains, and you can buy them from Kmart, Big W. So I'm going to have a look in Kmart tomorrow. And then it's just constantly running. Yeah, it's going to cost more in power because you've got to have the fountain part going, but as long as he's going to drink, that's all that matters, really. What's a little bit of power? We've got solar, so it's not too bad. He's got biscuits down all the time, so he's always grazing. So I guess that makes him a bit thirsty too. But yeah, if anyone's got cats and they have the same problem, or if they've got any ideas on suggestions of other things I can do to help him have water all the time. Because sometimes we'll have a shower, come out and forget to shut the bathroom door. So he'll go into the bathroom upstairs, push on the shower door to open it, go in there and start licking the water. And I mean, that's no good for him. Because you got the soap in there. So we do shut the door so he can't get in there, but every now and then I might forget or not click it properly and he gets in. But try not to. So see, here we go. I'll see what I can find tomorrow. See how the weather goes. I might, because you can mow from 7 o'clock, I might mow that early before it gets hot and then go up the shops. Or if it's hot in the morning, I'll just go up the shops and mow the next day, or mow in the afternoon. It's not too bad outside. The front of the house where everyone can see is the main part, and that's all done. Is it hot where you are? Or have you got the cold? I know some places have got the cold. I'm not sure whereabouts it was, but I read on Facebook some places were -19. That's got to be cold. It's got to be cold. We've had a heat wave of 39, 38, 39. So that was hot, but I couldn't imagine being -19. That would be cold. Like I said, I'm not sure whereabouts it was, but I just remember seeing it on Facebook that someone posted what the temperature was. Well, I might leave it there. We have done a fair bit today. We've got just over 200 stitches done. So that's not bad in 44 minutes. So we'll leave it there. And I'll see how much I can get done before our next stitch with me. I might do the next stitch with me on Toy Shop, because that was another one that people asked me to do a stitch with me on. And we'll see how we go with that one. Take care, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.